Hello and welcome to lesson 2 of week 12. In this lesson, we are going to discuss the last collection type called dictionaries. My name is Mildred. A dictionary is declared just like we declared a set, but in this case, and with later versions of Python, I think Python 3.7 and above, dictionaries are ordered. They are changeable, but they do not allow duplicates. In this case, they do not reject the duplicates, but they just update or override values with existing keys as the duplicate value. So let's declare a dictionary called person. We declare a dictionary inside a pair of curly braces like a set, but dictionaries have keys, and the keys are quoted. And let's say we have a key called first name, and then the value is going to be specified with a colon and then the value of the first name. You can use any data type. Strings are quoted, numbers are not quoted. We can use a list, we can use boolean as dictionary values. And so I'm going to accept this. So I have these whole items. So we can see in this dictionary we have different key value pairs, and the values are of different data type, but the keys are all strings. So we have this dictionary with the key first name and the value of the key Mildred, the key last name, the value Mandap, the age is the key, the value is 20, the country is the key, the value is the country, he's married is the key, false is the boolean, which is the value, skills, and then we have the list of skills as a list as the value. We have address, and address is a dictionary, and then everything is with a comma separated list. So the logic that you have to remember is you have a key separated from the value with a colon, then a comma, then the next key and the value. The keys remain strings, and the keys should be names that you can remember that has meaning regarding the value. And then the value can now be of any data type you want. So you can put list as value of a key, you can put a dictionary as the value of a key, you can put a boolean true or false, you can put integer just as we have here. So this is an example of a dictionary. We can also use the dict constructor to create a dictionary. Let's say person2 is equal to, we use dict, and this time we are going to be having the keys not quoted like this. Let's say first name like this, and this is how we can rewrite this same thing using the dict method or using the constructor. So if you want to make it neater and easier for you to read, you want to start a new line from the comma. So every key value pair is a comma separated list in the dictionary like this. So we can use dict like this, and then we can define a dictionary. Person 1 and person 2 are exactly the same. If we decide to print person 1, or person will get the same values we'll get with person 2, because we just declare the dictionary in different ways. If we want to declare an empty dictionary, we are going to say person 3 is equal to, the person underscore 3 is equal to an empty set of curly braces like this. So anytime you want to have an empty dictionary for you to put items from a loop or something, you can declare an empty dictionary as a variable is equal to an empty set of curly braces. If we want to look at the length of a dictionary, we can use the length function as we have seen in other collection types like this, and then inside of the parentheses of the length function, you put the name of the dictionary whose length you want to know. So let's say we want to see the length of person 2, and I'm going to print this so that we can see something printed out. So we print length of person 2. I'll save this, I'll run, and we'll have the length of person 2 is 7. Let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we'll have 7 keys here in person 2. So let's look at how to access items in a dictionary. So let's say we want to get the last name of person. So we can say x is equal to, or we can declare a variable called last name is equal to person last name. So if you want to get the last name of the person printed, you are going to have the name of the dictionary, a pair of square brackets, and then the key in the pair of square brackets. And this is going to print out the value, which is last name. The value is the last name of the last name key. So if we do for the age, it's going to print out the age of the person that we specified. So let's say person age, and then I'm going to clear here, I'm going to save, and I'm going to run, and then we'll get the age printed. But this is straightforward when we want to print out values of keys that are just single values. What if we want to take the value of the address, but the value is a dictionary? We are going to print out the dictionary, but what if the only thing we want to know is the zip code of this person? So let's first of all print out the address so you can see the whole idea. So address is equal to person address. So this is going to print out the whole dictionary, value, street, and the zip code. So let's print out the address, and then when I save this, I'll clear and run, I'll get the whole dictionary printed. But what I want is the zip code. In the case where you have a nested dictionary like this, like you have the key and then the value is a dictionary, we're going to get the key, which is address, and then we're going to get the next key. So we'll have 2 pairs of square brackets, and now this next key we want to get the key address and then the key zip code in the key address. So that's the whole logic, and all the keys are quoted. When I want to print this now, I'll print address, I'll run, and it prints just the zip code. Another way we can access values of a dictionary is to use a get method. So I can say person.get, and let's say I want to get the skills. So I'll say person.get skills, and then this is going to print out the skills of the person, but this time the skills is a list. So when I put skills and I print out skills, I'll be getting the skills or the list of the skills of the person. If I just want to print out the keys, not the values, so I can say person.keys like this. So we'll have a keys method like this, and let's say person keys, and then when we print out person keys, we'll have all the keys printed out. If I want to get all the values, so I'll change this as person values. I'll say person.values, and then I'll type print person values, and then I'll get all the values in the dictionary. Now, if you're coming from course 1 and you did JavaScript, you see that there's a lot of similarities and overlap in programming language. The only difference is the syntax of the different languages, but the fundamental concept is usually the same. If I want to change items in a dictionary, and both the change and the update method are the same, because remember I said earlier that dictionaries do not allow duplicate. When you try to put duplicate, it does not give you any syntax error or any error out. What it does is that it overrides anything that has the previous value. So the same way that you change items in a dictionary is the same way that you add new items in a dictionary. So let's say I want to change the first name of this person. So I can now say person.update, and I want to update just the first name. So in a pair of curly brace, so I'll have the update method in the parentheses, and then I'll put my curly brace in the parentheses, and I'll specify the key value. So the key here is first name, and the value here is I want to change the value to John. So what happens is that if first name key does not exist, it will add it. If it exists, it will update it. So let's try this again. Person.update. Let's say this time I want to update something that doesn't exist, middle name, and I'll put though. Now if I print person.keys, I'm going to be getting, and I'll print person.values, I'm going to be getting all the keys, and that this time we'll see a new middle name key added. And when we print the values, we're going to see Mildred will be replaced with John. So I'm going to clear here and run so you can see it, and then you'll see that in the keys we have first name. So what I did was person.update first name John. So we have the keys first name, last name, but it added the middle name key at the end. So when you add new things, it adds at the end of the dictionary. Then the value now, John. So Mildred has been replaced with John, and we can see the middle name is the last here, which is Doe. And so this is how we both add new items or change items or update items in a dictionary. If we want to remove items, we can use the pop method. So when I say I want to remove, for instance, let me remove is married. So if I say person.pop is married, and when I print person.keys, I'm not going to get the is married key as part of the keys of the person dictionary because I've taken that out. If I want to just remove the last item that was added to it. So the last item here is address. I can just use person.pop item like this, and this is going to remove the address from here. So when I clear, we will not find the address key anymore. To delete, just like with the other collection types, we use the del, and when we say delete person first name, it's going to delete just the first name key. If we say delete person, it is going to delete the entire dictionary person. And if we want to clear the items, we can say person.clear, just like we did in the other collection types. Like we also saw in the other types, if we want to copy one dictionary to the other, we can use something like new person is equal to dict, and then I'll put dict person. So this will copy all of the person dictionary key and value into the new person. So if we print out new person, we're going to get the same keys as the person. We can also do this by saying new person is equal to person.copy. Use the copy method like this, and it will do exactly the same thing. So I want you to practice and use this idea to look at how to have nested dictionaries and how to access the items. But when we say nested dictionaries, we mean having a dictionary, having your key, and all the items in the dictionary are also dictionary themselves. So let's say, for instance, I have this variable called top students. Let's say this top students, and I want to say I have top students in each class. So I'll say batch A. What I want to get here is, let's say I just want the first name of the top student. I'll say Jane. The last name of the top student, I'll say Doe. And then maybe I want to get the grade, and then I'll say 97.8. I can now put a comma, batch B, and then I'll have my set of top students, batch C, then I'll have my set. And so this is the whole idea of nested dictionary. You have a dictionary that holds a dictionary. Your dictionaries have their keys to them. So you have batch A, a set of dictionaries. If you want to explore with this and want to make it easy for you, you can decide to have a variable called batch A is equal to, and you will now list all of this as each individual dictionary of their own. So we'll say batch A is equal to this, then we'll have batch B is equal to that, and batch C is equal to that. And then you can now have your top students dictionary to now be equal to a dictionary that holds batch A is equal to batch A, batch B is equal to batch B, batch C is equal to batch C. So you can see, writing it like that, it makes you write it twice like this, or you can just declare them like that. You have top students, and then you have all of them. Everything is going to give you exactly the same thing. So if we print out, let's say top student 2. So let's first of all print out top student. We'll print top student, and then we'll print top student 2. Save there and run. So we have the first print top student printed out everything. It's exactly the same thing. See, the first print statement top student is exactly the same thing with the second list top student 2. So notice that we didn't add the batch D here. So if we added the batch D, we'll have everything there. And so we can add it here and put our batch D here. And so you get all of the lists as we specified. So when I run, you see everything in top student and top student 2 are exactly the same. And so this is where we end this lesson. In the next lesson, we are going to look at conditional statements in Python. Thank you, and see you in the next lesson.